The next one for everyone to understand a little bit more on is lot dimensions. So when you click on a floor plan or when you go to the filters and you want to search on there somewhere, it will give you some different sizes in terms of what lot size that house will suit or that house will fit on. Okay, so the best way to understand this is a a house width is not the same as a lot width. Okay, so a house cannot generally be built boundary to boundary all the way down and all the way front to back. You can't build that whole house on the whole block. Okay, so there's a thing we call site coverage, and there's a restriction on that based on the size of the lot and things like that. Okay, but in terms of the simple, understanding, when you've got a lot that's 12.5 wide, generally the house will be approximately 11.1 to 11.3 wide as a result. And I guess to understand that in a simple format, it just means that you need on the side of the house or any room that has a window, you're going to need just over a meter from that window to that fence. Okay, that's why the lot width is wider than the actual house width. Okay, there's more technicality behind it, but in general, if you're looking at a 12.5 wide or a 14 meter wide, the house is going to be about a little bit more than 1 meter smaller than the lot width itself. Okay, with the depth, it's actually quite similar, different numbers, but it's the same principle. So in theory, most lots will have a requirement for a front setback, Darren. So let's say it's 4 meters. And they'll also have a requirement for a rear setback. Okay, and on average, people will be using 3 meters. Okay, there's reasons for it, but we won't get into that. Just to help you navigate your lot width, lot depth understanding. If a lot is 28 meters deep, and we've got 4 at the front, 3 at the back, it means that the house is going to be 21 meters. Okay, so 28 deep block minus 4 at the front, minus 3 at the back, leaves you with a house 21 deep. Okay, so that's generally what those mean. Not all builders list the lot depth because it does vary on a whole bunch of regulations and things like that. But just to help you understand what the difference is between the lot, I guess, dimensions that you are seeing when you click on those floor plans.
Cool. I think the other one, Cole, that gets a lot of people confused is with the smaller housing code. It does say you can actually have greater site coverage, 90%, or there's no minimum. Like you can have as much site coverage as you want, but then you've still got setbacks that mean you can't get there anyway. So there's no way to actually fulfill the whole block anyway, because you've got to have a minimum setback for your garage, you might have a minimum setback for the front of the home, etc. So even though it says there's no limitation, there actually still is. So yeah.
That's probably good, Daz. Smaller housing code is something we deal with all the time. I don't want to go into too much detail, but if you are looking at floor plans on a website and that block that it's suited for, that design you're looking at, is going to be smaller than 300 square meters. So if it's 10.5 wide by 25 deep, that plan will be designed with a 3 meter front setback in mind, usually, instead of the 4. So there are different rules around. Under 300 square meters has a few more allowances than over 300 square meters. But
What I would say is talk to your builder. If you want some more advice, reach out to us on any of
yeah,
those blocks, and we'd be happy to have a look and give you some advice on how the design that you're looking at would best be suited to that, and is it going to be compliant? And we can always ask the questions if it's beyond, because some of them get really tricky and tight. We could always get something drafted up and looked at for you. So it's something we'd be happy to do, and you can just message us via the website. Cool.